welcome to today's episode of the Big Donch Show. Today we'll be going over Draymond Green getting suspended for stomping on Sabonis' chest in Game 2 of the Warriors versus Kings in the NBA playoffs. Former Pro Bowl wide receiver Allen Robinson getting traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Very, very excited about that one and a whole lot more. Just a reminder to like the Big Donch Show on Spotify and to subscribe to my YouTube, Big Donch. Let's get right into it. So, I usually always start with the NFL, but the biggest news isn't in the NFL right now. It's in the NBA playoffs. Draymond Green suspended one game versus Kings for stomping on Sabonis' chest. Who's at fault? Okay, so, people are blaming Sabonis. People are blaming Draymond Green. Here's my thoughts right off the bat. No actions. Like, it's never that serious to actually stomp on a player's chest. Okay, grabbing on someone's ankle for a second and a half, who knows, not that long. Okay, stomping on a player's chest like that does not, excuse somebody to just stomp on your chest. That is not okay. That was not right. Draymond Green deserves the 1 game suspension. I'm surprised they didn't suspend him more. Actually, I am surprised because Adam Silver, even though he's a pretty good commissioner, when it comes to punishments, he has been pretty soft. However, 1 game, though, is reasonable. Now, Sabonis. Okay, Domantas Sabonis. I always keep forgetting his first name. I was just always been used to calling him Sabonis. Okay. Obviously, he was on the ground. He had by the ankles for like a second, though. It was not that deep to actually step on someone's chest. You shouldn't do that regardless in sports, in any sports. Okay, reading off of Bleacher Report. The instance occurred in the 4th quarter of Golden State's Game 2 loss to Sacramento when Sabonis fell to the ground and grabbed Green's leg. After getting his leg free, Green stepped on Sabonis' chest area. He received a flagrant 2 and was ejected from the game, while Sabonis was given a technical foul. So I do agree Sabonis deserved a technical foul for holding. I mean, you still can't do that, right? You can't just hold on to somebody's legs. You obviously cannot do that. However, he should not have gotten suspended, right? I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. Players do a lot of things worse. They get ejected, right? I mean, the NBA refs are soft when it comes to that. They get technicals, okay? But he should not get suspended the whole game. What Draymond Green did is you can't step on somebody's chest. Here's what Green said. My leg got grabbed the second time in 2 nights. Doesn't matter how many times. And the referee is just watching. I got to line my foot somewhere, and I'm not the most flexible person, so I'm not stretching that far. I can only step so far with someone pulling my leg away, Green told reports after his ejection. This is once again on Bleacher Report. Sabonis underwent x-rays on his chest following the exchange, and Green also requested to go under x-rays on his ankle. He's trying to... Smart move by Green, okay? Trying to make him like the victim. He was fine. The last time Green was suspended for a playoff game, it was very detrimental to the Warriors as they went on to lose the 2016 NBA Finals to LeBron James-led Cleveland Cavaliers. This is obviously a must-win for the Warriors. They're down 2-0. Okay, they're at home. Okay, his absence could cause the defending champs to fall into an 0-3 hole in their series against the Kings. Once again, off of Bleacher Report. This was by Dork Sam, the article. Anyway. This is a must-win game for the Warriors. Now, Draymond Green, not the best player on the team, but he's, of course, very crucial and been very crucial for the Warriors' past 4 championships, right? So he's obviously an important player. However, his actions in the past, this is kind of no surprise. Of course, we have people playing victim now. We have Warriors fans saying, what about Sabonis? What about Sabonis? Draymond Green, this is soft. This is soft. Me personally, I think 1 game is perfect for suspending Draymond Green. Okay, and Sabonis does not deserve to get suspended. It does not matter who you are. You step on someone's chest, you should get suspended. Okay, it doesn't matter what the reasoning was. You should not step on someone's chest in a game of organized basketball. Unexcusable. If I'm Draymond Green, I'm just dropping it on to the next. Okay, I'm fine with dropping it. I'm not going to hold any grudges against you, Draymond Green. Just drop it. Stop trying to play victim. Warrior fans, stop trying to play victim. Anybody trying to defend this, stop trying to play victim. No excuse for stepping on someone's chest like that while on the ground. Holding onto somebody's ankle for a second does not allow you to just step on their chest. Just what I got to say. But speaking of the NBA playoffs, okay, let's take a look at the first rounds. So Heat are currently beating the Milwaukee Bucks. They're up 1-0 in the playoffs. I'm on the bracket right now. I don't like looking at the bracket. Let's go to the schedule on ESPN NBA. Exciting playoffs so far. I mean, a lot of these games, a lot of these series could go either way, as we're seeing with the Bucks and Heat, and then of course the Cavs and the Knicks, and then of course the Lakers and the Memphis Grizzlies. So today, Wednesday, April 19th, we have the Los Angeles Lakers at Memphis. Lakers are leading 1-0. Same thing with Miami leading Milwaukee 1-0. That's in Milwaukee tonight. And the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Denver Nuggets. Denver's leading 1-0. I think that the only sweep in this series will be the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets are going to sweep the Timberwolves. I think they'll beat them by double digits again tonight. And tomorrow, Sixers versus Nets. Sixers are up 2-0. Kings versus Golden State, and then Phoenix versus LA. This is going to be a good series. It's probably going to be the best series in the playoffs right now. Suns and Clippers, they're tied at 1-1. Let's take a look at yesterday's results. I know that the Clippers did, and I'm sorry, the Suns did on winning, right? Tuesday matchup, Atlanta at Boston. Boston won 119-106. Boston takes the lead 2-0. Cleveland Cavaliers defeated the New York Knicks 107-90. That game's tied. Thing's tied. The series tied, and then Phoenix Suns defeated the Clippers 123-109. I'm rooting for the Clippers because I think they have the better shot at defeating the Lakers if the Lakers went on to advance. Paul George will probably be back in the second round. The schedule looks so weird. Like, I don't know. I did not know that there was 2 games in between. Like, there used to be just 1 day in between. There's 2 days in between now. Like, the Celtics and Hawks played on Tuesday. They don't play again until Friday. It's a big gap. I was not used to that. I don't know if that was new. But yet the Sixers only have 1 game gap. Like a 1-day gap in between theirs. So I really don't understand any of it. But I don't know. I think that's a bit too much for the Celtics. They have like a 4-day gap, 4 game gap in between that. But hey, playoffs though. Still very exciting, of course. Still only the beginning as well, though. Let's move on to the NFL. Big news as a Steelers fan. Allen Robinson traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is off the NFL website. Okay, this is from Nick Shook. Steelers finalizing trade to acquire Rams wide receiver Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson's stay in Los Angeles won't extend until the 2023 season. The Rams and Steelers worked on finalizing a trade. Okay, let's see what the actual. Here's that a part of the expected deal. The Steelers will pay $5 million of Robinson's salary in 2023, while LA pays the remaining 10.25. That's a lot. Not for us. $5 million is light work, but $10 million for the league, for the Rams. Jeez. Pelissero reports per source, the Rams will receive a 2023 7th round pick from the Steelers in exchange for Robinson and a 2023 7th round pick. I don't understand the logic in this one. I mean, as a Steeler fan, we fleeced them. The Rams are giving up a 7th round just to get another 7th round. That doesn't make sense. The Steelers are giving away a 7th round pick just to get a 7th round pick and Allen Robinson. I guess Allen Robinson wanted to trade, requested a trade. I mean, as a Steeler fan, I'm happy. This is absolute steal. The Rams, though, they got fleeced. I don't know what the logic was. That's huge, though. That is huge because if you look at Allen Robinson, okay, let's look at Allen Robinson's stats. He was not the best last year. He had 3 touchdowns last year. He was pretty solid, though, in Jacksonville, which he made the Pro Bowl. He had a season where he led the league in touchdowns. That was in 2015. He had 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. His last 1,000-yard season was in 2020 with the Chicago Bears. Had 1,200 yards, 6 touchdowns. 2019 had 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Okay, so he's a solid receiver. I mean, he's going to be the wide receiver 3. Okay, George Pickens being wide receiver 1, I believe. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver 2. And then Allen Robinson, wide receiver 3. It makes me question now, what are we going to do with Calvin Austin? I mean, he was out all year as a rookie, injuries, but I was expecting him to be a solid wide receiver 3 this year. I mean, he's going to get a bump to wide receiver 4, I'm assuming. Because, I mean, Allen Robinson's he was 29 last year. Let's see if he's still 29. Yeah, he's still 29. He turns 30 in August. So he's a young stud. I mean, he's still young. He still has he should have a solid 3-4 years left to him. I don't know how long we'll have him. However, this is going to be big. I'm actually very excited about this. This opens up a lot. And then you have Pat Freiermuth at tight end. Then you have Najee Harris at running back. And then Kenny Pickett. So what I like about this, though, is it takes away the pressure to draft a receiver in the draft. There was some speculation that we could be drafting another receiver in the draft, maybe in like the 2nd or 3rd round. I'm glad that this probably takes away. I mean, it should. It should take away that chance of drafting a wide receiver. Now we can focus on a defensive back and offensive line and a defensive line if we need. But it's yeah, I'm happy we get rid of that wide receiver draft. We should not draft a wide receiver. We have 4 solid wide receivers now. I mean, that 5th wide receiver, you can just get anybody, right? We can get anybody. So I think we should not draft a receiver now, which is good. And now we can focus on offensive line, defensive back, and maybe a defensive lineman and linebackers. I mean, we have a lot of picks. It's just we don't have to focus so much on wide receiver. We're gonna be doing the draft, which is next week. So I'll be doing a show, of course. Probably Wednesday will be the big draft show, or draft preview. Who I'd like to go after. Just to sum it up quick though, offensive line and cornerback. I'd like to go after in the first 2 picks. Doesn't matter which way. I want to have the best options, of course, but doesn't matter if we draft offensive line first or second. I just want to go after them in the top 2 drafts, top 2 picks. Damar Hamlin. So good news for Damar Hamlin. I mean, it's crazy what happened. He is cleared to play. Okay, he had that tragic heart injury on the field last year against the Bengals. Okay, Commodio cordis. So Commodio cordis. Hopefully I pronounced that right. And that's what I guess he suffered. So let's take a look at the news from that. This is from ESPN. Bills, Damar Hamlin, okay to play after suffering cardiac arrest. Just over 3.5 months. Geez, 3.5 months after Commodio cordis caused Damar Hamlin to collapse on a football field in Cincinnati. Hamlin sat in Buffalo's facility. Officially announced his plans to making a comeback to the NFL after being fully cleared. That's crazy, man. Good for him, but that's crazy. I mean, if he steps on the field once, he's already has a lock for a comeback player of the year, right? That's unbelievable. That was a sad time, right? I mean, we didn't know what was going to happen on the field. We never obviously saw something like that I could think of at least. So, hey, good for him. Good for the doctors. That's awesome. You know what I mean? Just had to put that there. I don't know how good Damar Hamlin was. I'm not going to act and say here like, oh, he's good. I unfortunately never heard of him before that injury happened. So I'm not going to comment much on his playing style. I mean, we can look at his stats, but it really doesn't matter because, we just got to appreciate that, the injury he had, he's still playing right now. And that's important. That's more important. So 2nd year in the NFL he just had. He had, let's see, he played 15 games, started 13. Awards. He was 12th in comeback player of the year. 12th. I didn't know they counted that far deep. I thought they stopped counting after like 5. Top 12. That's impressive. Had 2 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 1.5 sacks, 91 combined tackles, 63 solo, 28 assists, 6 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits. Not too bad. Not too bad. So he started at 13 games. I guess because Poyer went down or whoever that was at safety, right? I think it was Jordan Poyer. I just want to make sure. I'm not sure exactly who it was. Somebody went down last year. Might have been Hyde or somebody for the. I want to figure this out. Was it Micah Hyde? Yeah, he only played 2 games last year. So yeah, it was probably he filled in the spot for him. That would make sense. That makes sense. But yeah, that's all I have for the NFL. Let's move on from that. We have MLB Phillies. They split yesterday in the doubleheader. They defeated the Chicago White Sox in the first game, 7-4, then lost 3-0. In the second game, almost got no hit. We're up 5-2 right now, bottom of the 5th, 0 outs. Taking other scores right now. And also, Bryson Stott, his streak unfortunately ended. I made a YouTube Shorts video a couple days ago on how impressive that was. Obviously, it was bound to end. I mean, right? I mean, he couldn't keep it that long. However, still impressive, though. Trey Turner, I think it was 2 for 2 last time I checked today. It was 2 for 2. But anyway, we almost got like no hit yesterday in the second double hitter. We got shut out, but thankfully we didn't get no hit. I remember we got no hit last year by the Mets. Other scores right now. Giants and Marlins are tied 1-1, middle of the 8th. St. Louis Cardinals up 14-4 over the Diamondbacks. 14-4, top of the 7th. Texas Rangers beating the Kansas City Royals. They had that World Series and they fell off drastically. Rangers are up 5-1, bottom of the 6th. Mets and Dodgers tied up middle of the 2nd. They're at 0. Pirates, I'm very, very, very surprised with the Pirates. They're defeating the Colorado Rockies right now. 5-0, top of the 2, top of the 2nd inning. So 1 out. So they're batting still. Top of the 2, my bad. I just read off of ESPN. Top of the 1st, Chicago, Oakland A's are at 0. Tampa Bay Rays, they're starting strong. I'd say starting strong, right? They only have like 2 losses. They're like 13-0. Cleveland Guardians up. They defeated the Detroit Tigers 3-2. And then with other games today, we have Mariners and Brewers, Braves, Padres, Angels, Yankees, Orioles, Nationals, Twins, Red Sox, Blue Jays, Houston Astros. Houston Astros, another team, not playing too good. I mean, doesn't matter though. Beginning of the season definitely helps though with the Rays and the A's. They only have like 3 wins, so not too good. That's definitely not a good start. Fighting, boxing, it is officially fight week. I mentioned this Monday. Not too much has happened. I just been thinking about that rehydration clause. I'm going to cover a lot more of this on. Well, I don't know if I'm going to make it tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to make a preview for this fight. This fight is too big, and it's too big for me just to not do a preview video on this. So I'm going to cover it more. But that rehydration clause, I mean, Garcia has to cut down at 146, and then taking 10 pounds. I mean, he's naturally just not around that weight at all. I mean, really, he probably walks around 170. Ryan Garcia, like I don't know the actual weight, but he looks like he walks around 170. So to cut down to 136 and then can't gain 10 pounds. I was watching some of his vlogs that he has on his YouTube, and he just looks strained, which is obviously reasonable, but I don't know. I think that was a soft move on Tank's part, right? Like Tank's fought at 140 before. Like, why couldn't you just fight at 140 against? Like, you can still have the rehydration clause. You can fight at 140. It shouldn't have had both ways. Now, I get it, he was the A side, but like, I don't know, it's kind of unprofessional. I respect Ryan Garcia a whole lot for this. I respect Ryan Garcia a lot to actually accept this fight with the circumstances, but it should have been at 140. And if it was like, he should have had it both ways. If you're going to have it at 136, fine, but you should not have a rehydration clause. Okay. If you wanted to have a rehydration clause for 10 pounds, then you should, okay, keep it at 140 and then have the rehydration clause. I feel like that would be more fair. But to have it at 136 and the rehydration clause, that's just not fair, I think. But I respect Ryan Garcia for accepting that. I really do. He looked drained, though, in those videos, in the Showtime videos, and his vlogs. I hope that doesn't affect him, fight night, because he's still cutting, obviously, right? He still has to cut. He looks drained. He looked drained last week, and he's going to look even more drained this week because he still has to cut. I respect him. I really respect that. I think I don't know. I just think it's a soft move on Tank's part. He shouldn't have had it both ways. Like I said, if you wanted to have it at 136, fine, but don't have the rehydration clause. And if you wanted to have a rehydration clause, then at least bump it up to 140. It's not healthy for boxers to be cutting that much weight and then can't gain it back like that after. Not good for the brain. Hope it does not affect Ryan Garcia. Now, I'm not really cutting excuses, right? They're both at the same weight, but obviously there's a height advantage, right? Like Ryan Garcia is 5'9", and Tank's maybe 5'6", right? So if you look at Gervonta Davis's height, he's 5'5". Okay, Ryan Garcia, I think he's 5'9". He's 5'11". Whoa, 5'11". Gee, that's 6 inches. 5'11" at 136, small, dude. I don't know. He fought at 136 before, but he gained a lot of muscle, and therefore, I don't know. That's risky. That's risky. Hope it doesn't affect him. 5'11" at 136. He's gonna look scrawny. He's gonna look like Conor McGregor in that one fight against whoever he did. That one fight, I don't know who it was, Jose Aldo or Chad Mendes, whoever it was. That's bad. Hopefully it doesn't affect him. I'm gonna cover it more though. Either Thursday or Friday when I do the preview of the fight. Still gonna be a good fight. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm starting to lean towards Tank. I'm rooting for Garcia because of the situation. But I think Tank's gonna pull away with this one just because it's all set up for Tank. It's in Vegas. It's at his natural. It's not his natural weight, but it's at its regular weight. Garcia in Vegas, you know what I mean? Even though he's from California, not too big of a travel difference, but still cutting down to 136 at 5'11". So that means he gets to 146, but even then, 146 is still small for 5'11". I don't know. I think it should have been 140 with the rehydration clause at 10. I don't know. That's just me though. We'll see. Stay tuned for the video though. It's gonna be interesting. Love boxing. Plan to post a lot more serious boxing content on this channel. I really want to start to pivot this channel, not into primarily boxing, but I want to start, implementing a lot more boxing in this YouTube channel, especially with the big fights happening over the next couple of months. Let's take a look at the NHL playoffs, which I don't really care much for. I guess Monday. Let's take a look at the stand. I can't look at the standings, but this Tuesday. The scores: Rangers defeating the Devils 5-1. Lightning defeating the Maple Leafs 7-3. The Lightning better not get back to the Stanley Cup. Kraken, they're in. I didn't know that. I did not know the Kraken were in. Jets were defeating they defeated the Golden Knights 5-1. Kraken 3-1 against the Avalanche. Okay, let's see the matchups for today. Takes forever when I'm using Zoom to load. Islanders and Hurricanes. And press Thursday by accident. Sorry. I apologize. And we're not even going to be able to get this up. I don't know. I don't stress too much about hockey. I'm not the biggest fan of it. But I respect the playoffs. I know the playoffs are pretty exciting, I heard. Today, Islanders and Hurricanes. Hurricanes lead 1-0. Panthers and Bruins. Bruins lead 1-0. Wilder versus Dallas Stars. The Wild lead 1-0. Kings and the Oilers. Kings lead 1-0. So that is all I have for today, the Big Donch Show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure to stay tuned though for a video coming up with the Garcia versus Tank preview. I'm very excited for this fight. I'm very excited for the video. I'm going to be going all in. I'm going to be covering more about the rehydration clause and all that, about the skills, who I think is going to win. Stay tuned for that in the next couple of days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good rest of the week. Like always, make sure to like the Big Donch Show on Spotify and to subscribe to my channel to never miss another episode. I'm out, guys. Peace.